Baruch Hashem, today is Yud Daled Tishrei Tafshin Pei Daled. Today we're going to learn Daf Amud Tzadik Aleph Tzadik Beis, which this is the 46th day in the limud of the Hemshech in the Tafshin Samach Vov. So we were learning yesterday, similar to the milas of the luchas similar to the difference between the milas of luchas ha'achronis, which had a lot more to it, to the luchas ha'rishonos. We have in Teresh B'chsav and Teresh B'alpeh, and Teresh B'alpeh Gufa we have it in Talmud Bavli and Talmud Yerushalmi. And yesterday, in the second Amud of yesterday, we primarily were focused on the idea that Talmud Bavli that's full of kushyas and helamis, and after through a kushya and a helam, you could number one come to the tachlis and the amitas Indian, and number two, be mevarer the sigim and the psoilas, the leftovers and the dirt which are in the dvar chachma, as we see here, right before the end of Amud Tzadik. Just like when you filter wine through a sifter many times, every time you do it, you get even thinner leftovers. So the same idea we could do in Torah through many questions and answers, that every answer really brings you back to a new hasaga, which then you again ask questions and answers till you come to the amitis. That pushes away the dirt, and the truth shines. Like someone who's working with silver, the flame, it makes a mixture in the silver which makes it go up and down. The dirt from within the silver gets cleaned out. Through many questions and answers, and nullifying the answers. The truth shines. This is what it says in I believe Megillas Eicha, B'machshakim hoishivani. I was sat in the darkness. Zeh Talmud Bavli. Bring it up in Sanhedrin that this is Talmud Bavli. Shenikar choshech ve'elam. It's darkness and concealment. Vayin lefi shekol ikar in Talmud Bavli. Shekol ikar in Talmud Bavli. Apilpul beruvi kushas. The main concept of Talmud Bavli, the Gemara Bavli is back and forth with many questions, lahachshich, to darken, lahalim, and to conceal kol saga, anything you understood or grasped. This is like returning bottom up. You get a saga, you go from bottom, ask, and rip it apart, and keep traveling upwards. Lahalim kol davar be'elam, to make everything darker and more concealed. Not that it should remain this way, be'elam. This way you get to the atzmisdik concealment of chachma, shenimshach misham or oimek yoser, which that's the deep, a much deeper light, lachaser kalalim, which removes all the concealments. Vumitzat mailas orchayzer. This is because orchayzer is stronger, because the way it permeates through that all the way to the amitis hasaga, that once it gets through, it has no more concealments anymore. There's another mila within it that not only does it draw down from the Amiti, it also cleans out all the dirt. You get even higher than this level of the eternal, the atzmisdik concealment of Chachma. You get to the level of Torah, the way it's connected with the atzmos of the Eibusher, the way it is in the atzmos of the Eibusher, which a human could not understand its level. Only the Eibusher understands its way. So this is much higher than the level of Torah, which is drawn down through a straight light. This is what a human can understand and comprehend. The truth of Torah is not drawn down in any way. The Eibusher himself, or the Eibusher, and no one besides for him, we'll understand this way. This is the king playing with his own tainuk in his etzem. The B'chinas Elikim Zu, this level of the Eibishter, Zel B'chinas Helem Ha'atzmi. So if this is the ultimate concealment of the Eibishter, Shalamalim B'chinas Shem Havaya, higher than the name of the Eibishter, because Shem Havaya Shem B'chinas Hagilu, like we said earlier, that Shmoy of the Eibishter is where the Sherish of the Makar the Giluim. So even though Be'etzem it's the highest level, but even though like of Giluim it's the highest level, that it may not be Giluim itself, but Mikol Makar it is Shaykh to Giluim. This level, we get the level of concealment, which is higher than Gilui. So the level of Torah, the way it's an Atzmusay of the Eibishter himself. This is going back. Why we got Luchsachris? Why we got Ian Torah? What's the idea of Talmud Bavli? Torah is called Tushia, savior or weakening. Shemateshes es nefesh ha'amis. It weakens the nefesh ha'amis. And zel dafke mitzat sheresh ha'torah b'chinas helam ha'atzmi mamash. This is from the level of Torah, comes from this level of concealment. Shebekoyach zeh dafke, only this level, which is higher than Giluyim, nidche choshech the nefesh ha'amis. We could push away the darkness of the nefesh ha'amis. Which katzol k'torah they were maskil kika aretz uva'abir be'inyan kain Hashem havaya b'nikta likim. So it's Hashem likim yatzmiach tzedako sihila. So the explanation over there is that after the level of Hashem Elikim could bring out this level of tzedakah sila and this level of Helam Ha'atzmi Dein Sof. Through the birurim which we achieve in Torah, through this level of kushis and tirutzim, which we ultimately get to the Helam Ha'atzmi. Only through this we could reach the truth of Torah. The tainug atzmis of the Eibishter, which is higher than the revealed, than the concealed etzim dik chachma. So that's what Talmud Bavli. The stuff can Talmud Bavli shalim with the pilpul b'ribelam esresterim, which the way you learn it is through all these questions and answers and back and forth. It shines through darkness. But the Talmud of Yerushalmi, Rubam as halachas psukas v'taimei halachas, and the reasons of halachas, the way it was drawn down. It's like a Masorah, it's like a halacha, not too many questions and answers. So l'chayra, this is dafke from Talmud Bavli. So now it seems like Teretz Eretz Yisrael is second class. Chas v'shalom. We cannot say that the way the Bnei Eretz Yisrael learned was just the way they learned it on the first glance, the first time. They did not read the truth. We cannot say that. Teretz Yisrael is the highest type of Torah. The call kushya, every question. When we sit there, the klipa comes from the side of klipa. Shein gvuras kashas, which are tough gvuras, through asking and answering. You clean out, you cleanse these levels of gvuras kashas through the questions. So we said earlier that through questions you get to the Ura MS. So gvuras kashas, so more precisely, a kasha gets rid of these gvuras kashas, these klippas. Eretz Yisrael, they're on a higher level. So they get their from Erlamite Yitzira. Chutz La'aretz, we get it from a lower level, Elam Asiyah. If you do a gamkin, the Ikara Klippas, most of the Klippas, or the principle of Klippas, in Elam Asiyah. L'chem Chutz La'aretz, Gazu Tuma Lavira. There's a physical Tuma, which the Chachamim made a Gzera, when you have ear of Chutz La'aretz, Avir of Chutz La'aretz. Shetamei, Mikli Shetame Miklipas Noigas, it doesn't make sense. The Lachain Bechut La'aretz Gazu Tuma Al Avira Shetame I'm not sure. Miklipas Noiga, yeah, Lachain Miklipas Noiga. Continue reading. Yeah, because you get Tame from this level of Klipa, this Klipas Noiga. It's because you have this klipas noiga, you could not have the Ura MS. Only through many questions which darken the through lots of back and forth in learning. You get rid of all the dirt and leftovers. Which this is the idea of being mevarer the klipas noiga and cleaning out what's in there and making it kedusha. When he would learn halachis, which the halachis are straightforward, but no, he would ask so many questions on it. He would sweat. Through the sweating or through the kushis, the toiling in the learning, nishbar koyach hasitra achra, you break the sitra achra, umeir oira emes, and the truth will shine. Avol b'nei Eretz Yisrael, the people in Eretz Yisrael, shesham ein hester kol kach, which there isn't such a strong hester because, like we said, there's klippas are not as strong there, or there's no ikar klippa there. Called benakil agil or emes, it's easier to reach the truth. Ve'enoi tzari tzricha l'ribui kushas. We do not need many questions. Sha'ora yameir lo'em derech or yashar. The way the would come there would be a straight, direct or. She'ein davar master. Nothing hides. They don't need it to come through the kushas. Just like we have in Teresh B'chsav, which we said earlier, that Teresh B'chsav is the idea of luchser shaynis, and within Teresh B'apeh l'chayr Talmud Yerushalmi is the same idea, the luchser shaynis, which are koydem hachet. So they do not have so much clips. It's clear. We do not need to ask questions and answers. It's clean the way it was the way it's Lamaila. So that's the way it comes down Lamata. Similarly, it's Talmud Yerushalmi. Aval b'chutz la'aretz. But the Torah has been enclosed in many concealing clothes. This is the level of straw and hay that's in Torah. We have to clean. Why? To get rid of these concealment. V'zehu mailas Talmud Yerushalmi, Talmud Bavli. So this is a mailah Talmud Yerushalmi has in Talmud Bavli. It's a much bigger or and it comes out clear without any questions. And it's not at the same level of the Torah that comes through Talmud Bavli. Shaba or Muster, which there the Ur is concealed. So Ulay Afshar Loimar, at this moment, you have a Maila in Talmud Yerushalmi, which is Ura Berura, but only through Talmud Bavli you could reach the high level of Chachma Lamaila from it. So Taka, when you're looking at it, Mitzad Derech HaLimud, Ein Chachma, Ein Torah Keteres Eretz Yisrael, because Torah Eretz Yisrael is Kalar. It's Chachma Berura, Chachma which does not need Birur. It's clean, L'chatchila. But Dafke through a Torah, which you have to go through Kushas V'Tirutzim, you could get to the Elam HaAtzmi and even higher than that. So here you see the Mateshes Kayak, the Iyun Torah, which is L'chara, a lower level of Talmud, of Chachma Berura. But after through that you could reach much higher stuff. So it's not an idea of Choyte Niskar per se, and I'm going a little bit ahead of myself here, because the Choyte is going to be speaking about in the next few Mamorim, or even the end of this paragraph over here, but I'll clip on him just to keep the flow going. The Torah that you get through the Chet, it's not a reward on it, it's a necessity to reach these higher levels now in order to be able to get to the Mateshes Koyach. But yeah, at the end of the day, you now could reach these high levels, which Mitzad the Chachma Berura you cannot reach on its own. But Mitzad, if there wouldn't have been a Chet, the Chachma Berura on its own would have been on its own. The Chachma Berura on its own is on a much higher level, L'chatchila. V'zeu kol Rav mi Bavel. A Rav is from Bavel. V'chol Rebbe is Meretz Yisrael. Sh'ni Toysef Yud, you add a Yud to a Rebbe. Why do Yud? Sh'tayne B'chinas Chachma. Shemer Begilu b'Talmud Yerushalmi. Because Yud is the level of Chachma, and that's Begilu in Talmud Yerushalmi. Talmud Bavli doesn't have that Yud, so they're called a Rav. Umikal like I just said, Yesh Yisrid Ma'ila b'Talmud Bavli. Talmud Bavli has a Ma'ila. Sh'aldei Yagia. V'birur HaKushis. through going through the questions, you get through the Helam of Atzmi the Torah, even that goes to Eibishter can understand. Which does not draw down in the straight Hamshach of Yashar the Chachma. Like the rock. To give out fire, the flintstone. We have to hit it. You have to work hard to get it out. Dafka through asking many questions, conceal and make it go on more and more concealed. Every time there's a psa, or you cover it over with more kushes. But so you get rid of all the dirt. Then my gila through your ygia. It's a deeper herb. Where the luchas shnius had this gilui pnimi with the medrash halach of agoda, which was on a much higher level. It's had the extra giluyim that you got. This is the idea of Yigeh B'Torah. It was renewed only through something negative. Shiur the Torah from the slap shel b'levushim. Torah was now we were punished. We were punished in a sense that Torah got enclosed. Maybe Kivyachal is the right word to say here. Shetzichim Yigia Levaris Halvushim. Now we have to get rid of it. Actually, make him L'er Emes. We come walk around. There's a Dafki Yeshitzer in Mila. We have this extra Mila. Shemagil L'Chinas Amitis Torah Mamash. We get to the real truth of Torah. K'mashiv L'Chinas Hel Ma'asim Mamash. The way it is in the Hel Ma'asim Mamash, which is higher even than the Chachma Brura. Shel Mila Gam L'Chinas Hel Ma'asim the Chachma, which comes out through the Chachma Brura of Torah Shebichsav. Valpianal. Now we have a question. If Talmud Bavli is on a much higher level, back to what we said earlier when we were discussing at the levels of a neshama that goes to Nahar Dinner, the neshamas that go to Gan Eden, they have to go through Nahar Dinner or the Amud. Like we saw, even Reb Zera had to fast 100 Ta'anisim to forget Talmud Bavli in order to be able to learn Talmud Bavli. So why did he have to fast to forget? If he achieved Talmud Bavli at the ultimate level, he was l'chayre b'megala the Helem Atzmi Mamash. Same with the neshama. When it goes out of this world to get in that tachted. Like we said in the beginning of the Hemshech, in the second Maimer, the neshama did good work. Still, so the neshama reached a higher level than Ganei Natachtin, perhaps. It was Megala the Amitis Olam of the Eibishter Drebet Tachtoinim. It achieved Bias Mashiach Tzidkenu in the neshama's actual avodah. So what does it need the tefillah? It's just to toyu, even though through birurim you cleanse the levels, the sparks of toyu. You get a much bigger in order to clean, you have to enclose yourself in what you're cleaning. You have to get dirty. Your own helik levushim have verklept and verkvetched to them dirt. Their eternity was sprayed on my clothes, but my clothes got dirty, right? So even when you're involved in good things, your clothes get dirty when you get lower. So I say, you have to get rid of it. So too, you could say, when you learn Torah from questions and concealments, which, like we said earlier, kushis are from kuris kashis klipa. So this I can reach a higher level. So they need to be cleaned out. If not, these things that klept your levushim will confuse you. It's only the levushim. But we said earlier in the Maamer, the intellect. So it's a good answer, but it's not what we explained over there, that the Asaga is on a different level, and the Neshama now is being mastered at a different level, and it's not mitzad something which happened to you earlier. This is mitzad where you're going. So even in Talmud Bavli you have both levels. Even the Ari Yasher Ein Aroich legabi b'chinas Or Yashar to B'tam Yerushalmi Kana. The Or Yashar is on the same level. Amnam Vader Reb Zera Yagam Kim b'chinas Or Chayzer. Reb Zera was also on the level of Or Chayzer. Kayadu Reb Zera Yacharif U'Maksha Kedisam Gemara Shilei Erayis. He was sharp and asked, which is the idea of Or Chayzer, the idea of Helen V'Winin Apilpul. Ufimash in his bar b'Makam Acher, what we explained in other places. Hefresh ben Charif U'Maksha, sharp and asking, Lamasim U'Masik, to someone who settled and comes to the bottom line. The Charif U'Maksha, who is someone who's sharp and asks, who Shemirev Charifusim b'Kushis, from so much asking, Afal Pisha b'Shezeu Ilu Gadol, even though such a high level, B'Kamakam Acher Yeridasim V'Tachas Helen, because after going down from such a high concealment, Lo Yuchal L'Chavin La'amit T'Sadim V'Halacha, Eich Shal P'Yam D'Asur Shel Torah. You could not get to the reality of Torah because you're so involved in your questions. Umasun Umasik, someone who's relaxed and comes to Maskonu, Gamkin Charif U'Maksha could also have this Maila of Charif U'Maksha, of Yeridasim, L'Achar Apilpul, after your back and forth question, your goal will Asuk Shmai Tzali B'Di Ilchas, to get Dafka, to get to the bottom line. V'ayim Perashashi B'Yerav Shem, V'Teis Rosh, Shehuva, K'moy Shehuva, having bad Rosh Tevis day. Is it Amud Yud? No. Be'inyan Toisvis Rosh K'moy Shehuva. Toisvis Rosh K'moy Shehuva. I don't know. According to this, is clear that Reb Zera was at the level of Charif and Maksha, so you had to reach this higher level. If you got Mishlim at the Begilu Yeshmael Yosef Yerushalmi in the actual revelation, even though if you get to the truth, okay, so this is like kind of the whole idea that we reach all these levels, but the Ikar Agila will be la'asid, and it's kind of like not yet being Neskala. But now we're kind of doing the preparation. So, in the last Inyan, we explained a few ways why Reb Zera had to still fast. Either because it's the Levushim, or because or the Mile of Ur Yashar, or even in the Charif and Maksha, when you're stuck in a level of Charif and Maksha, and you're going now to the level of Masin Umasik, which is more of the idea of Tam Yerushalmi, you're now in a level of Aliba de Hilchasa. Or Mitzad Ma'ilad La'asit. I didn't really understand the Ur Yashar piece over here. He said it over here, Shagam be Talmud Yerushalmi. Ur Yashar Bavli Ein Ayich L'Gabi Ur Yashar Talmud Yerushalmi. So Ur Yashar Talmud is on a much higher level, a much lower level, but it seems like it's on a much lower level because the Chayzer of Talmud Yerushalmi is the Maila. So I think that's what he's saying over there. So after Zel B'chinas Hasaga, the Torah B'chinas Ur Yashar, which even though you got it in Talmud Bavli, you wouldn't achieve it. And then he said, but Rav Zera Dachat Ur Chayzer, right? So this Ur Yashar thing doesn't apply to him. He got even the higher level. So he said, no, he's Charif and Makshin Ur Chayzer level over there. So he still needed it mitzad Ur Yashar. It's a fascinating way to be medayik in these nuances. These that are hopeful and waiting, those that kvetch, they're medayik to know the truth. When you work very hard and you toil and you work and memitzach ayin hetiv lovei lamitzach kavana adiriboy kushis, you go through many questions levaro laben kol davar b'chinas er chayzer harei ze chayzer l'kad musay b'chinas hela ma'atzmi. Now you go back to the level of hela ma'atzmi, and you could only then achieve this idea of berurim, the maila of limud Torah. So we kind of like summed up this idea over here, where Iyun HaTorah is not necessarily a Chayt and Niskar idea. It's more of a necessity for the Avodas HaBerurim that we're stuck with Bizman HaZeh, Bizman HaGolos, where we're weak. And B'meila, this is the way we can get through the Golos and achieve the idea of Bias Mashiach, and if we could be makasher this to what we say like towards the beginning of the Hemshech, this is all the idea of La'asis Lo Yisbarach Dir B'Tachtonim. The Koyach HaTorah allows us to make the world a makim for